Hello everybody! In this video I will show you how to speedrun Eryi's Action. Eryi's Action is a nice game to try to speedrun, even if you've never done it before, because it's pretty short. A usual speedrun is always under 15 minutes. The fastest one as of the making of this video is about 9 minutes. And there aren't that many techniques you have to learn, so that it becomes extremely difficult. But there are enough so that you can feel accomplished when you do manage to do them consistently. Now for this video I will just show you each stage and give you a step-by-step on what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And now, let's get started with stage 1. Okay, and here is the step-by-step of stage 1. And by step-by-step I mean that I will go through the video and pause at certain moments to tell you about what you should be careful about, why I did something, and stuff like that. So, let's just start it. And immediately, there's something here. Right here, the reason why I jump here is because down here there's spikes. If you just walk straight forward, you will die to the spikes. And also, the reason why I jump up here is because then it is a smooth, and I don't need to care about the chickens here. And also it will be a smoother motion for me to get down to the sprinkler, so that you can land by the sprinkler, then jump besides it and through it so that it launches you upwards. Like this. There's also some enemies down here. If you go between the sprinklers, you also die, so make sure not to do that. Then you want to, when you come to the mushroom, you want to pick it up and throw it immediately, so that it doesn't hit the wall, so that you can bounce off it, pick it up, and then you will bounce off this chicken right here, over here. If you do not, if it does hit the wall, then your momentum will get cancelled enough so that you won't make it all the way to the chicken. So you have to make sure that you throw it, land on it before, or jump on it before it hits the wall, and then land on the chicken. There's also an invisible block over here. Though, if you do it like that, then you won't have to worry about it. Then, for a smooth motion, you jump on top of this platform so that you can just land on the pot. You jump from there over here. You don't have to care about that trap, since with the mushroom, you can just not care about it. Then, mostly now, you just run straight forward. Make sure to be careful about some traps, like the chicken jumping out there. And then you just keep going. And the real last trap you have to care about is that there's gonna spawn a frog out of this pond. But as long as you stand under where it jumps up, then it will just bounce off your mushroom. Make sure you don't really jump before the frog gets bounced off your mushroom, because then you might jump into it by accident. But after that, the stage is done, and you have completed stage 1. Okay, stage 2, step by step. Immediately, you have to be careful, because if you walk too far forward, then the ground below you will fall. So you want to jump over to this platform as quick as possible, then jump over to this platform as quick as possible. If you fall down between here, this platform will try to crush you between this one, so make sure that you just jump from this over here. Then, you come over to the pot that spawns chickens. You want to pick up one chicken. Make sure you don't touch this girl, because if you do, then she will throw you into the spikes. Do not try to land on these platforms. They will just fall apart and fall. When you jump on this platform, you have to be careful, because this platform is bouncy, which means that when you jump on it, you will just automatically bounce. And now, you see these spikes that have, like, yellow tint to them? You want to throw the chicken to trigger those spikes to jump upwards, then you jump below them. Do not jump towards this ladder at all. If you do, then spikes will fall down upon you. But what you want to do is pick up this chicken, throw it into the spikes. This chicken, you want to throw through this wall. Now what I normally do is, you want to jump towards this incline, and you want to try to jump towards this specific part of the wall, and then throw the chicken, when you have contact with the wall, through the wall, in a way, so that the trap spikes, both of them fall, because technically there's one that's gonna happen when you walk through this part, and one that happens when you walk through this. By throwing the chicken, you kind of skip past both of them, and then you kill, well, also the other chicken that is here. The chicken down here, you want to pick up, just because you don't want to try to jump over it, because that's kind of dangerous. Just throw it when you get up here. This platform, when you step on it, it will rise up and try to impale you with the spikes. You want to make sure that you just nudge by it, and then walk off immediately. Then you want to jump down here, because if you fall down here, you die. Then you want to jump on this platform, but be careful, there is an invisible block right about here. So you have to make sure that you jump off it, like, immediately. Yeah. And then you want to destroy this. Now back again with the mushroom string, if you want to do a double jump with it. Throw it, jump on it, then pick it up as you bounce off it. And now the rest of this is basically straightforward. You just keep running, touch the goalpost, and what would normally kill you doesn't kill you because you have the mushroom. Okay, now into stage 3. Stage 3 is the first boss stage, or boss level, of this game. One thing you immediately want to do is, immediately when you get into the level, you pause and restart the level, because when you do that, you skip the dialogue. And now, most of the bosses in this game aren't really much to explain, so I will probably just let the video play as I talk about it, because most of the bosses are just execution. So there isn't like any hidden tricks you need to know about. The only thing you just need to learn is just how to dodge. And, well, it starts out first with like the one that bounces, then throws low ones we have to jump over, and then in this third phase, you just have to jump over the ones that low and duck or not jump into the ones that are high up here. And it's just relatively easily done when you just know how to do it. There isn't really too many tips I can give there, so yeah. That's the first boss. And most of the bosses in this game is, well, incredibly easy to be honest. So yeah, except the last one. So that was stage 3. Now, on to stage 4. Stage 4 is underwater level, so yeah, a quick movement, you can swim up and down faster if you press up and down. And that's something you have to do, because in this game in this stage, there are like invisible currents, which try to drag you in specific directions that you have to be wary of. Be careful of the seaweed. If you go too close, the fish will pop out and try to punch you. You have to make sure that you're fast enough so that you can make it under here. And make sure to not hit the button, because that makes this go super speed. Now when you get to this part, you want to do a little glitch. Because if you swim towards an incline, and you press up rapidly, then you can go through the wall. Now what you want to do after that is go until you get stuck on a... Oh, actually, let's show it in a little full motion. So let's go a little bit back here. You go through, then you get to a specific part where you get stuck, and then you have to make sure that you fall down low enough so that you can keep continuing on, but not that low that you die. It's relatively easy to die there, but just basically whenever you get past this wall, just make sure that you hold up as much as you can. Though not too much, because then you might go out here in this side. This part you also just swim under. When you get here, you want to kind of, well, press back a little bit, just so that you keep your momentum, but not... because if you just keep going forward, then you will run into this fish. You want to press back a little bit, not as much as I did here, that was a little mistake. But here you just have to go through the currents. And then it's relatively straightforward. You go here, this place, again, you have to be aware of the currents. This one tries to push you that way, this one tries to push you this way. So just have to be careful about that. And you have to make sure that you get into pots quickly, because spikes fall. Now when you get to the end here, a frog pops out. You do not want to touch the goal immediately, because if you do, then the frog kills you after you hit the goal. So you want to wait for him to come back, and then you hit the goal, and then you are done with stage 4. Now, on to stage 5. This one is I would say one of the more difficult levels, but not that much. Just make sure that you hold right immediately, but not too far that you fall down. You want to pick up this chicken, because this chicken you're gonna take with you all the way to the end. Well, almost. You want to just run down through here, since you have enough time. At this part, you want to throw the chicken onto this wall, so that it doesn't die. Basically, you want to throw the chicken here, pick up the bombs, break through the wall here, and just make sure that you still have the chicken at the end. Like this. Then, run through. Be careful, there's a hidden block. And then you just keep running forward, nothing to really be scared of here. And then you get to this part, you throw the chicken onto this switch, pick up this chicken immediately, and then jump towards this, because, well, the chicken makes all the blocks invisible. Jump onto here. Now, a little bit of a difficult trick. You want to jump over here, so that the, like, charge and chuck begins to charge. Because that's the only way you have enough time to do what you're supposed to do. And that is, when you get here, you want to throw the chicken at this block so that it gets launched down into this area over here, in a way where that when you hit the goal, you will jump off the chicken and survive. Because normally, if you don't have anything there, then you just fall through and die. And if you're not fast enough, you will also just get killed by the charging truck. So you have to do that relatively quickly too. But that was stage 5. Now, on to stage 6, or the second boss. This one is quite easy. This time you cannot pause and restart to get through the cutscene, so you just have to press through the dialog box as soon as possible. But this boss is quite easy. So the thing you want to do is immediately go over the boss, and just, at this point, you just stay under the map at all times. Basically, you just want to be able to see the propeller, and you basically just fly through the bottom side. Though at this point, you just have to make sure that you actually go through here, because these spike balls will kill you. But after that, there's basically no more obstacles, so just make sure that you're so low that you can still see the propeller, but nothing more. And that's the second boss. Quite easy. And the next one is even easier than this. Now, onto stage 7. I would say stage 7 is probably the most difficult one to do perfectly. So you just start out normally, jump over this snowball, just run through that chicken, and this part, there's a mushroom in there, you want to jump off it to make it a little bit quickly there. This part, you want to throw the mushroom, jump off this chicken, jump off the mushroom and pick it up in the air again. And then you want to do another mushroom jump off here, throw it, pick it up, while you bounce off it. And here, you just want to run through and make sure everything's fine. This part, run through here. Be a little careful here. If you jump before the spikes hit the mushroom, then you might accidentally hit them and die. But here, you jump off the mushroom to get enough momentum so that you can make it onto this pot and jump up here. Because if you have maximum momentum, you can make this jump up here. After that, you just want to jump off this ferry. But after you jump off the ferry, you want to hold a little bit back so that you can go through this small gap without losing any momentum. Because you need the momentum so that you can hit the goalpost. Because if you don't hit the goalpost at a specific area, then the ground here will just fall down and you will die. So you have to make sure that you have as much momentum as possible when you get to this area so that you can actually jump far enough into the flagpole that you just don't immediately die. So this stage is definitely the most difficult one. But, I mean, after you learn some of the tricks, it will begin to become easier. And after a while, you probably can do it consistently enough, hopefully. But that is stage 8. No, 7. Fuck. Okay, so on to stage 8. Immediately, the next boss will throw a bomb at you when you try to enter the stage to make sure that you don't get hit by that. Now, stage 8. Be careful. There's a hidden block here. And these spikes will fall, so you have to land on the edge, try to maybe jump to get some momentum. Here, you have to be able to jump between or over these ones, but not too far, so that you jump into this one. You want to jump towards the right side of this block, because they will split apart, so if you try to land in the middle, then you will just fall through and die. But you don't want to jump too far to the right either, because if you do, then the blocks won't separate at all, and you will also die. This bob you want to pick up, throw there, immediately. Jump off the chicken. Be careful, there's a hidden block here, so you want to stand at the left side as much as you can, and then try to jump over. Yeah. If you're fast enough, then you should be able to just walk straight off this one, which is nice. This guy only goes forward as long as you're not looking at him, so you have to make sure that you jump on him, and you just nudge your way forward on him, and never hold back, because then everything will go bad. If you hit this block 3 times, then it will go a little faster, and it maybe saves a little bit of time. This goes, you just want to pick up and throw away. Also here, there's a bunch of hidden blocks that's lined up here, so you have to jump while on the left edge of this platform. And you want to pick up this ghost, because you're going to need it later. And then, when you get here, at the peak of your jump, you want to throw the ghost. And then you want to bounce off it to get on top of here, so that you can get to the goalposts. And that is stage 8. Now, on to stage 9, or the third boss. This is the easiest stage in the game because, well, there's a way to instantly win it. So, I'll just tell you when you get into the actual boss fight. You cannot do the restart trick to skip the dialogue, so you just have to press through it. Okay, now, when you get to this part, you want to press up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right, then C, and then Z. Because that way you instantly kill the boss in one turn. And yeah, that's stage 9, or the third boss. Only 2 more stages, 1 normal stage and 1 boss left. You're almost there. Okay, now on to stage 10. The last normal stage, because the very last stage is a boss battle. Now, the first thing you want to do, jump up, get the sprinkler, stand towards the wall, throw it into the wall, then it will push you through, then you throw it down here, and you ride it on top of here. Then, you want to jump from this area, jump from down here, hit the block with the chicken, pick up the chicken while in the air, turn around, and throw it onto here, because you need the spikes here to go up, so that you can get through safely. And then you just jump over normally. Okay, now, this part. If you have done a perfect run so far, and you still have positive amounts of life, right here, you want to open the menu and restart. Because when you get to this area for the first time, or when in this stage, whenever you get to the area for the first time, then you are inactionable for like some of the first like some seconds basically, or some frames, which does make it so that you cannot get through this part in the first cycle. So this is the best place to restart, because you need to do it you need to do restart anyways, since if you get to the final boss with less or more 0 or more lives left, you will then have to fight a secret boss, which of course will take a lot more time. So here, you want to restart quickly. You should at this point have, I think, 1 life, so you need to restart twice. I have died a lot while doing all of these things though, so for me I only restart once. But when you restart, you're actionable much more quickly, which means that you have enough time to go through here and get through this area on the first cycle, so you don't have to wait as long. Now you come to the area here, you just want to swim up, then go through here, make sure not to get hit by the fish, and you don't need to care about that at all. This, you just press forward and jump, and it's relatively easy. This part is an invisible maze. You need to just make sure that you get through the end. I kind of messed up here, I didn't go far enough right at the start, but yeah, relatively easily. And then you get this part. This is one of the more trickier jumps you have to, since it's kind of tight that you have to jump straight at the edge. And also, when you get to this block, you cannot jump immediately, because then you will hit this block here and just fall down, which will make it so that you can't go past anymore. You have to wait for the block to fall a little bit down, then jump. And that's the last one. So, that's the last normal stage. Only 1 boss remaining. Now, on to the final stage. Stage Final. And here you will just have to press through the dialogue boxes as quickly as possible. You cannot do the restart trick, as you did in the very first boss. That's the only boss that works on. And this is basically Toho, or the shmup. So, it's kind of difficult to go step by step here. But basically, you just want to try to hit as much as possible. I like mostly always standing as close as possible. Mostly. So I don't think I will pause through this at all. But yeah, basically just try to stay relatively close. Make sure that all of your bullets hit. And yeah, depending on how much health Farta has, that will make some attacks stronger or not. But especially when it comes to like this yellow part, I like staying real close, because it takes like some time for it to begin to actually go towards you. And by just hitting all their shots, it should be relatively easily enough. Like, again, I can't really do a step-by-step here, you just have to get a feel on how to do it correctly, and then you will. I kinda messed up at the end there by not hitting some of the hits, but you stop time when you get the melon. And that is the last stage. And that is Eryi's action. Every step, but, well, every stage, step by step. Except the ones that are kind of difficult, like this one. But, yeah. now you should know at least all the tricks you need to do to get a decent run, if you feel like trying. Thank you all so very much for watching this. Hope you're all getting a fantastic day, and bye-bye!